Hello everyone, I am Casey the Gamer, and it is time for another game review. This time I am taking a look at another Dragon Ball game. It's time for Dragon Ball Z Budokai. Dragon Ball Z Budokai was developed by Dimps and released in North America on December 3rd, 2002, and February 13th, 2003 in Japan for the PlayStation 2. It would also see a release on the GameCube later on in 2003. I was huge into Dragon Ball Z at this point. I'd watch it on Cartoon Network every day that it came on, and I loved it. And this game was a real blast. One of my friends had owned it first, and I played it at their house quite a bit. But then I got a copy of my own while I was staying with my brother for the summer, and I played it pretty much non-stop. I'd replay the story mode over and over, and do tournaments, and all that kind of stuff while unlocking stuff. Now let's take a closer look at Dragon Ball Z Budokai. So unlike the last Dragon Ball game that I covered, this one does actually have a story mode. It covers the first three main sagas of Dragon Ball Z. It covers the Saiyan Saga, the Frieza Saga, and the Cell Saga. I'm not sure why the Buu Saga wasn't included. Maybe it was because it hadn't finished airing over here in North America at the time. Regardless, I think the story mode is done decently well. It tells the story with fully voice-acted 3D cutscenes between all the fights. And it recreates some iconic moments from the show, but not all of them. So I'm not going to go super in-depth with the story. Most people who are Dragon Ball fans know the story, but I will give a brief summary of each of the sagas included in the game. In the Saiyan Saga, Goku's evil brother Raditz comes to Earth and tells Goku of his true origins and kidnaps his son in order to get Goku to do what he wants. Goku and Piccolo team up to battle Raditz. Goku gets Raditz held back, and Piccolo blasts both of them with the special beam cannon, killing both Goku and Raditz. Two more Saiyans, Vegeta and Nappa, will arrive on Earth in just 1 year. Goku trains in the afterlife while the other Z Warriors prepare for the Saiyans. The year is up and the Saiyans arrive. Goku is wished back to life, but he has to travel back to Earth while the others battle the Saiyans. Nappa decimates most of the Z Warriors. Only Gohan and Krillin are left. Nappa is about to kill Gohan when Goku shows up to save the day. Goku easily defeats Nappa and Vegeta kills him. Then Goku and Vegeta fight, and Vegeta is only stopped by the combined efforts of Goku, Gohan, Krillin, and Yajirobe. Goku spares Vegeta and lets him live. The Frieza Saga sees our heroes travel to planet Namek to use their Dragon Balls to revive their fallen friends. Sadly, it isn't that easy, as Vegeta is also on Namek, and he has his sights set on the Dragon Balls. As does the evil Emperor Frieza. Things come to a head after the heroes use the Dragon Balls to bring Piccolo back, but Frieza is livid that he didn't get his wish, and decides to kill them all. Goku joins the fray, and the epic battle continues. Frieza kills Krillin, causing Goku to transform into a Super Saiyan. Goku defeats Frieza on a dying planet Namek. The Cell Saga has our heroes battling crazy powerful androids to save the world. And there's more Super Saiyan action than you can shake a stick at as well. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, and Gohan, all Super Saiyans, and maybe even beyond. The true villain Cell becomes a huge problem by absorbing androids 17 and 18. Cell decides to hold a tournament, and all of our heroes prepare for the tournament. Goku fights Cell first, and after an epic battle, gives up. Goku then has Gohan battle Cell next. Cell has the upper hand at first until he causes Gohan to transform into a Super Saiyan 2. Gohan wipes the floor with Cell and eventually defeats him after some other crazy stuff happens. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, well, go watch the show or play the game. The game is kind of weird how it tells the story. You play through the sagas the first time through from Goku and Gohan's perspectives mostly, with like 1 or 2 fights with Piccolo thrown in. But after you beat Cell at the end, you unlock some more story segments from the point of view of Piccolo and Vegeta, filling in the gaps in the story. I feel like they should have just included those in the first playthrough to make it flow better and keep things more varied. Another fun thing in Dragon Ball Z Budokai for story content are the what if chapters. I love what ifs. They're so much fun. There's a scenario in each saga. In the Saiyan saga, you play as Vegeta and manage to kill Goku, Krillin, and Gohan. Yajirobe tries to sneak up on Vegeta, but that doesn't work. Yajirobe pisses Vegeta off, and Vegeta turns into a Super Saiyan right then and there. The Frieza saga what if has you play as Frieza, and he wipes out the Z fighters, and when Goku shows up, he goes Super Saiyan right away. Frieza manages to defeat Goku as well, and then smiles to the camera with a tooth missing. Frieza blows up Namek and decides to head for Earth to destroy it as well. The Cell saga what if has you play as Cell. I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. Anyway, you play as Cell in his quest to become perfect. He absorbs Android 17, and when he tries to absorb Android 18, Krillin jumps in the way and gets absorbed, causing Cell to shrink, take on Krillin characteristics, and lose power. Yamcha jumps in and tries to fight this new Cell, but gets beaten. Tien then blasts Cell with his Tri-Beam, killing him. But then Cell wakes up from this dream and sighs, saying that 10 days is just too long to wait for a tournament. And since it was a dream in the end, I totally accept this as a canon event. I could see Cell having a nightmare like that while he waits. I do applaud the story mode in this game for trying to replicate the anime's story somewhat accurately. It does have some really fun cutscenes, and there's tons of cutscenes as well. A lot of other games later on would stop using cutscenes and just use like still images and text boxes, so this was really cool to see for sure. Although I will say that if you don't know the story of Dragon Ball Z, there are other games that cover the story more in depth than this one. Dragon Ball Z Budokai is a mostly 2D fighting game. Like, you can move around in the 3D environments slightly to avoid attacks and such, but all the combat is like a 2D fighting game. And overall, it's very fluid and very fun, especially if we compare it to the last Dragon Ball game I reviewed. Final Bout is rough. Anyway, not here to talk about that game, more Budokai talk. You can do basic punches and kicks and grabs and combos, and you can fire basic ki blasts. If you string the right button combination together, you can perform special moves like the Kamehameha, the Gallic Gun, the Masenko, and so on and so forth. Something like punch 4 times and then the ki blast button to do the Kamehameha. That's a little clunky in that regard, but future games in the series would simplify the special moves. There are ki attack specials and physical attack specials as well. There are no beam struggles in Dragon Ball Z Budokai, so that's kind of a shame. But there is something called burst mode. If you and your opponent hit each other with a certain type of physical attack at the same time, you'll enter burst mode, where you and the other character will trade blows back and forth. You have to push the buttons and spin the sticks in order to win. So overall, the combat is pretty basic, but it's smooth-ish, and it's really fun. While you play through the game, you can earn ability capsules. These range from transformations to special attacks, physical attacks, and support items. Support items can be things like a Sensu Bean, which will heal you if you equip it to your custom character, or something like Frieza's spaceship, which you equip to Frieza, and when he loses all of his health, he is turned into Mecha Frieza, filling his health all the way back up to full. So that brings me to custom characters. In some of the modes, which I will talk about shortly, you can choose a basic character, which comes with predetermined skills and abilities, or custom characters. You can add whatever skills and support items you want to your character, as long as you have enough space. Certain things take up more space than others, which I think is pretty cool. You can also get the Dragon Balls and wish for breakthrough capsules for characters. The breakthrough capsule gives the particular character all of their abilities, but they won't be able to use support items because the breakthrough capsule takes up all of the space. So as I mentioned, there are multiple game modes in the game. There is story mode, which has you play through the story. There is duel mode, which is the versus mode. You can fight another player, fight the computer, or have the computers fight each other. There is the tournament mode, which has 3 different modes: Novice, Adept, and Advanced. Novice has 3 fights, Adept has 4, and Advanced has 5. Completing these modes will get you money to buy skills from the skill shop, as well as unlocking a couple of characters. Then there is the practice mode, which lets you practice. Then there's the skill edit mode, which is where you edit your skills for custom characters and purchase more stuff from the skill shop. Then there's the options mode, which is where you mess with the options. And then the final mode is the Legend of Hercule mode. It has you play as Hercule in an arcade mode type of thing, where he fights all of the Z fighters at the Cell games and battles Cell at the end. In between each fight, Hercule has tons of hilarious commentary about his upcoming opponents and the situation he's gotten himself into. It can be pretty hard though, but it's definitely worth checking out.
That was a wimp. You 2 sick bald turkeys. I'll deal with you both at once. Jeez, he's got 3 eyes. What shape are his glasses? You looking at me? You got something to say? And what's with the weird hair? Get out of here. I was talking the talk, but I'm suddenly getting a pain in the gut. Oh, gotta hang on.
The game has a respectable 23 characters total, basically including some of the most important characters from each story arc. This game includes Goku, Gohan, Teen Gohan, Great Saiyaman, Vegeta, Piccolo, Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, Trunks, Raditz, Nappa, Dodoria, Zarbon, Raccoon, Captain Ginyu, Frieza, Android 19, Android 16, Android 17, Android 18, Cell, and Hercule. And the characters have some pretty fun alternate costumes too. Some from the show itself, and then some that seem like they've just been made up for the game. My only complaint for the gameplay would probably be in the story mode. Some of the final fights of the story arcs can be ridiculously hard. The final fight with Cell as Gohan has always taken me so many damn tries. To this very day, it still gives me problems. I'm just being nitpicky though. I know, get good or whatever. Overall, gameplay is pretty solid. We're off to a good start, and it can only go up from here in future installments. The graphics for Dragon Ball Z Budokai are pretty decent. I think the character models are mostly alright. They look fine while just fighting, but they can look a little goofy in cutscenes sometimes. But that's okay. It's part of the game's charm. And speaking of charm, this game is full of it. The character select menu is so charming and adorable. I love the character portraits and the other art used for them on screen. Same for all of the art used on the menu and the title screen. It's so good. And the backgrounds and environments look pretty good too. They totally capture the essence of the locations on the show. And just in terms of presentation, it does a great job recreating some of the openings from the show as well. The sound effects are perfectly fine. They're not from the show, but they get the job done overall, so no real complaints there. And the soundtrack. Well, the soundtrack is amazing, but some of or most of the songs in the game were plagiarized, which is a shame, cause it's damn good. The game got an HD re-release in 2012 with Budokai 3, and the music was changed. And it makes sense that it was, but it definitely isn't the same. So, big shoutouts to the people who had their work stolen for this game. You make some damn good music. It just sucks that they had their work plagiarized. See? I told you the next time I reviewed a Dragon Ball game, it would be one of the good ones. Is it the best one? No, but it's really good, and this game was a big part of my childhood, and I still love it to this day. I love the presentation of the menus and the cutscenes so much. This game has so many crazy good and cheesy cutscenes. And I love the what ifs. They're just so much fun. It's always a good time revisiting this game. And while there are better Dragon Ball games out there, I still say give this one a shot. Check it out for its charm at the very least. Thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you want to see more of me, you can catch me streaming all kinds of stuff over on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/CaseyTheGamer91. And I also have a Patreon now. You can get perks like early video access and some other really cool stuff. And the link for that is patreon.com/CaseyTheGamer91. And you can find the links for those and my other links in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to catch you next time. Peace out.
Here. Say goodbye.